These are all AI generated, and it's crazy to think you can create these for free. And to top it all, you don't need an expensive computer to run custom AI models. Let me show you how this is possible. This is possible with MimicPC. And as the name suggests, it mimics a PC, especially a PC with a high-end GPU. Go to Google and search for MimicPC, open the first link you get, free launch, and sign up. So here's a look at all the apps that are available. The range is pretty diverse, from tools like Face Fusion, which lets you easily swap faces in your projects, to something like Comfy UI, which boasts a really sleek interface designed to make your workflow smoother and more efficient. To help you get started with any of these, you'll find dedicated tutorials for each one conveniently located on the right side of the screen, and over on the left, put together are a comprehensive collection of resources and documentation, so you can dive deep and learn everything you need to know. And as I said, you don't need high-end GPUs to run custom AI models. You just need a browser with a certain amount to pay. In this case, absolutely worth it. And you can basically rent a high-end PC to create AI images. We'll come back to that later. I'll start with these AI tools, which gives you a limited free images to start you with. You'll be surprised on what you can get with these. So here have BFL, which runs on the advanced model FLUX 1.1 Pro for text-to-image generation, and Minimax for image-to-video. I'll start with text-to-image generator. This uses FLUX 1.1 Pro, and it is 6 times faster than the previous version. The interface here is very simple. Set the image ratio and so on. You can use this prompt for realistic-looking images. Looks like a file name from your camera, so keying img underscore and this random number 10384.cr2, which is basically a raw format from Canon. Make a space and key something you want. It works best with just a single word, typing dinner here and clicking generate. I was expecting some people here, but it basically gave what we wanted. There are certainly people sitting. This looks like something captured on a mobile phone with not so good performing camera, especially shot indoors, and that's what makes it look so real with some right amount of noise. What about a selfie? Just typing selfie and generate? Again, unless you go observe it minutely, you can get away by thinking this was shot on some mobile phone. I don't think long terms are common though. Trying to create a birthday photo now. This looks very natural. I don't think it even crosses people's minds about this being anything related with AI. You can notice how the hair looks and even the hands. Almost perfect. Or you can use ChatGPT to create detailed prompts like this one about a futuristic dystopian city. We'll just paste and set the ratio for the image. Here's the generated result. Highly detailed, rain-soaked sky, towering skyscrapers, high-tech elements, urban ruin, all in the image. Another prompt involving a humanoid skeleton with features of machines added on the skull. This looks fantastic. What if you want more customization, and this is where the apps come into play, which I mentioned earlier. Here I'm going to use Web UI Forge and click on Get Started. Here you can choose the hardware you want, and it shows how much it charges you from the balance per hour. Of course, you also need to consider more faster the system with more VRAM. Chances of getting faster results are more, and you can generate a number of images you want within this time frame. You can set when the machine needs to be stopped and a lot more options. I will immediately click on Create and Start button, and this will start the computer is selected. It takes a few seconds to start as mentioned here. These are the system folders which you can hide. After it launches, this is the UI you get. You get the countdown time here to show you how much time you have left, and you can stop this at any time or even extend the time. You have to choose the models you want here. Changing from stable diffusion to flux, limiting it only to flux, then choosing the checkpoint of your choice. Choosing the flux day version here. You don't need to get too scared about all these fields. You just need to enter into prompt and get yourself going. Starting with a simple prompt here. Ancient warrior walks into a modern bar and clicking generate. GPU goes into work and soon here's the result. This looks great, with some cinematic lighting and shadows and all. Already looks good. What if I want to add something extra to this? adding modern people to this, also setting it in New York. We get a different warrior now, with some people added. You can see the shadows on the floor look so natural and good. I will try the same prompt about the humanoid which I used earlier on this. And the details here are absolutely gorgeous. You can notice the cracked skull and all the details in the machinery. Another prompt here, trying something by adding extreme realism. This doesn't look close to the realism I expected. Let me interrupt it and try again. I think this looks fantastic. The details in the foreground and the haze with buildings with vegetation in the background. Looks like something it would happen in the future. We'll now try some prompts for imaginary portraits, involving an ethereal lady with some natural elements with a forest setting. Skin tones here look so natural, and also the lighting and the shades too. The details in the clothing and bouquet in the background looks fantastic. And also of course all the details on the head of the added natural elements. Here's another example, this time with a vintage Hollywood vibe. We've got a classic 1950s style portrait of a lady, and you can see how the rounded bouquet lights in the background really add to that nostalgic feel. Pay attention to the highlights too. They are incredibly detailed, especially on the skin and the texture of her garments. It really brings the image to life. Now, let's shift gears completely and imagine a futuristic cyberpunk setting. As you would expect from this kind of image, you are seeing a burst of vibrant popping neon colors. The contrast between the dark, gritty background and the glowing neon elements is a hallmark of cyberpunk art, and it creates a really striking visual. After completion, you can just stop the clock here, and the amount reduced is exactly for the time spent on this session. You can also try different UI, like the one in Comfy UI app, for generating images with the node structure, which gives a whole different experience. Now here's another really cool free tool for creating image to video animations called Minimax. This one utilizes the Helio model, which produces some impressive results. Let's walk through an example. We'll take that image we generated earlier, the one of the warrior in the bar, and upload it to Minimax. Then we'll add a prompt to describe the motion we want. In this case, we'll say something like, him walking through the bar, people applauding. We simply click generate and Minimax works its magic. And there you have it. You can see the smooth, natural motion of the warrior walking. The animation is surprisingly fluid, almost cinematic in quality. It really brings the still image to life and adds a whole new dimension to the scene. We'll try another one on this, the birthday photo. Looking for more realism here. Adding a prompt for the birthday celebration. Output here. The results look more like slow motion videos, but still looks great. This is a limited time offer of creating 5 text to images and an image to video per day. This is important to note. Don't miss it on MimicPC. Hope you all found the video useful and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.